Hello YouTube and welcome to the lesson 17th of the After Effects tutorial series. Today we're going to look at the Auto-Orient feature inside of After Effects. So for the Auto-Orient feature, it actually makes our animation process a lot more easier. So I'm going to make a new composition. As always, select SDTV 1080 25. I'm gonna have background color as white, and I'm just gonna have a 4-second duration for the video. Alright, so now in the layer, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a rectangular tool just like this. So I'm going to drag this, and I'm going to add a keyframe over here. And before I add in a keyframe, I want to make sure that the pivot point is set in the rectangular shape. So now I'm going to grab the pan behind tool, just drag it in the center, and now I'm going to add in a keyframe as always. So now I want to add in a keyframe to the position right here. And to add in the keyframe to the position, you can either go to transform from the drop down menu, or what we actually also have in After Effects is called the shortcut keys. So what I can do is I can press P and the position appears. If I press T, opacity appears. If I press R, the rotation appears. So it is basically the first letters except for opacity, that's T. And let's press A, that's anchor point. And what else is there? So there's position. So if I press S, that's scale. So this actually helps me hide everything else that I do not require. So if I press P, that just shows up with the position. So now I'm going to add in a keyframe as always. Just add in a keyframe, and I'm going to move the time slider, just drag that in. And you can see a motion path is there just like that. So sometimes in the newer version of After Effects, you might not see the motion paths like this. So you do want to see the motion path for this kind of animation. So if you cannot see the motion path, what you can do is you can go to Edit, Preferences, and inside here you can see Display. So once I do that, you can actually see that now mine is set to all keyframes. And if you were to do no more than 5 seconds, for example, and press OK, that's 5 seconds. So let's say no more than 2 seconds, for example, it'll actually show that chunk of the motion path right there. So I do not want that. Usually in an animation, I want to see the full motion path. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to Preference, Display, and I'm going to make sure that all keyframe is selected because I want to see everything right there. So this is my motion path, and what I want is I want the rectangular shape to follow along the path and rotate along to create an animation. So I can actually go and press R, add in keyframe to the rotation manually, but it won't look as much refined. So what I can do is I can use the Auto-Orient feature so that the rotation is according to the path. So I'm going to go over here, right click, and I'm going to go over to my rotation, let's say Auto-Orient feature. So for that, I want to go into let's see, transform and Auto-Orient. Control Alt and O is the shortcut key for Auto-Orient as well. So I'm just going to select the shape and click on Auto-Orient, and you can see that it is turned off right now. So I want to click on Orient Along Path and press OK. And you can see that now it actually orients along the path. So you can see that the rotation is along the path. So I can also, let's say, adjust the rotation a bit. So let's say, for example, I'm not adding any keyframe to the rotation. Let's say I want a different angle to this. I can actually change the rotation and it'll actually follow that path. So I can adjust the rotation manually as well, and then make sure that the Auto-Orient feature is on. So these kind of animation is usually very fast and easy, so it can give a dynamic effect. For example, what I can also do is, okay, let me just go back to 0. I can copy and paste these layers, copy and paste. So I have three variants. So I can just press P for position because I can simply access it just like that. I'm going to go to the end keyframe. I'm going to make sure one of these is up and one of these is down. So I can see that it actually follows along the path and the rotation is according to the path they're moving on, which is very unique and easy to do so, and looks very, very creative. Alright, so for a more better example, I'm going to import a PNG transparent car and then animate it along a path for now. So I have a car icon just here. So I downloaded this from the internet. Alright, so now I'm going to make a path along for the car to go in. So for that, I'm going to go over here in the empty composition space, click new, and then make a shape layer. So I'm going to draw a path, let it be the highway for the car. Alright, so that's the highway for the car, and my car is going to move along this path right here. So I'm going to drag the car in the bottom layer, alright, and I'm going to make sure that the pivot point is right around here because I want this to be the reference point of the rotation. So I'm going to grab the pan behind tool right here, drag it down at the bottom just like this. So over here, this is gonna be my starting point. I guess that's okay. And now gonna go to the front, press P, keyframe, and at the end I'm just gonna drag this till this space right here, so the wheel is actually showing up. I just want to grab it a bit more. Let's say I want the car to move out of frame, and I want to make sure that the path is right well aligned with this. So I'm going to go to the middle, alright, add in a keyframe right here in between, just drag it down just like this, alright, and then go till this section, add in a keyframe, and go down just like this. So just auto orient the path just like this, and drag it down over here, just arrange the path, and then drag it to make sure, alright, so it kind of looks similar to the path. So now the car is actually moving along the path. This is what I want. So I got the keyframes I want. Now I want to turn on the auto orient feature. So let's just go to the car icon, right click, and then let's go to transform and auto orient. And you can see, okay, turn on the auto orient orient along path, just press OK, and you can see the car is orienting along the path just like that. So let us just see how it looks. So it seems like the car is going a bit below the terrain right here, so I do not want that. So I can actually change the pivot point, pan behind tool just like that. Alright, so it seems like that does not work. I just wanna do it manually. Alright, up, just adjust it a bit, and okay, adjust this to the top. I want the wheel to touch to the ground. I do not want to, okay, just a bit of refinement. Sometimes it is necessary, and this looks quite good. So you can refine this as much as you want. You can see the car is now moving along the path as I want. So let me just add in an ease out so that this starts slow, and there you go. So now I have a perfect animation right there. Alright, so this was quite easy to do, and it'll take you a lot of time if you were to use the manual rotation keyframe. But if you have auto orient, then you can see that this actually works much more better. Let's say, for example, if I want another car, then I can actually do that. So I can duplicate this. Let's duplicate this layer, and then just speed this up a bit. Okay, and now one of my car goes fast and the other actually follows just like that. So now you can see that this is how you can use the auto orient feature to create smoother looking animations quite fast and easy, and make sure that it looks good. So anyways, this was a simple lesson. Hope you guys enjoyed the lesson, and as always, please like, share, comment, and subscribe.